I am the fencing analysis guy, and I am going to be analyzing, also known as just analyzing, this fencing bout, the Budapest World Cup 2025 Senior Men's Sabre, round of 64, William Morrill versus Enver Yildirm, okay? And Will Morrill is part of the USA, Enver Yildirm is part of Turkey. Let's watch. So, okay. Anyways, so we're gonna analyze their preparation. So you can see from Enver's preparation, he stops and then he goes. Will's it's literally just a minute. So Enver just stops and goes, and I think Enver's a little more on the chill, but like fast. So once he stops, then he goes. And Will, he premeditates, then waits. I think that's a nice pair. Will, he's gonna fall. He knows he's gonna fall. And then he just like, let me just lunge for the sake of it, and then Enver. Let's look at Enver. He waits, and that's a good quality. He waits for a lot. So that can be a weapon. He's waiting too much. As I was just saying, that just happened. Premeditated, one-step lunge. That's a nice lunge, and that's a nice pull too, but Enver just doesn't get the pull off in time. So, I mean, yeah, okay, let's watch. All his actions right now are just premeditated, and yeah, I mean, Enver was a little bit more again, doesn't fall short. Nice, very long. Enver just completely stops in this part of the strip. It could be useful, but at times I don't think it's good. I mean, like right now, it didn't help him at all. See? Again. He stops, and Will just takes opportunity and extends. Look. But, I mean, it's not because he stopped, it's because he didn't go back. If he went back and just parried, then it would have been Enver's. In my opinion, he needs to either extend, because all of his actions have been right here in the box. So, he either needs to go back or extend. Enver finally do a premeditated two-step lunge, and that was a nice pair of hooks. Will stop from the moment he stopped. He knew not to lunge, but to go back and take the parry. That's exactly how you're supposed to you're supposed to wait on the line, watch for 1 millisecond or 1 second, and then take the parry, and then go in an open sector. Or extend with your parry, and then attack. You do not want to miss your post. Because that's like in a bout I watched, which I'm gonna post soon. I was watching Aaron Salagi versus Remy Garouge, the European World Championships finals. Remy literally missed almost all of his distance parries because he riposted immediately. That's not how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to wait on your riposte or riposte when you're in hitting distance of the opponent. Or if you're not and you go too far back when you pull them short, is you just extend with an attack. But Remy, he was too impatient and just kept riposting immediately and missed almost all the time. And you guys should go watch that bout and analyze it because it's a very good bout. It's also a very repetitive bout, as you can see. Some actions being used a lot more than others. But let's look at this one right now. Another great pull by Will. And he sees right off the line that Enver is gonna bring over and he's gonna pull. So he already knows from this prep that he's waiting from, Enver just does premeditated for Enver, and just distance harsh most defense. Enver is just going way too fast or way too slow. I think that's the thing with Enver. He's really good. Sometimes the too fast and too slow help. But I just don't know. He's a good grab. That's where I can help him. That's where his quick, tiny, fast steps can help him. Let me put the bout a little bit less speed. He stops and then he takes over immediately, which is great for his quick, tiny steps. And then look, the attack like that. Yeah, I mean, with Enver, I feel like that's his main action. Or prep with his tiny steps. Okay, I think that's more prep. Yeah. Okay, I see it. Okay, wait. Sorry. So he waited, and then he always waits too long in the box. He either should make a decision or go back. Because if you're going to go forward for no reason, the opponent will prep you. That is the punishment of you going forward without a plan. You always need a plan with you. So that's going to be my recurring theme within these videos, is that you always need a plan going in or out. So when you're going in the box, you either parry or prep or even extend. When you're going outside the box, like backwards, you always need to work yourself out through the strip. You cannot just end early. Like in the European World Championship finals for men's, Remy both of the opponents closed out very early in the bout, very early in defense, which is not good because they most likely lost the touch. Sometimes it worked out in their favor because it was luck, but luck is not always on your side, which is why. Okay, this is a good next point. Enver, he needs to make a decision. He can't just keep waiting here on the line. He needs to go forward or go back or prep because Will is just charging at him, so he should have prepped in this. Look, you see how big he's raising his hand? He really should have prepped. And then he tries to take a parry. No, you should not take a parry. You should pull him short. Look. Where's the prep? Where's the prep? I'll stop saying where's the prep. See? He learned from his mistakes. He didn't prep him. He pulled him short with his legs. That is good. You need to be fast and quick with your legs. Look, very quick. He knew that he was charging at him. No prep. Went back. And pulled him short. Nice pull. That's a nice attack. I actually don't have many comments on that. I mean, he beats. Maybe try not to beat that much. You don't want to get too beat with your opponent because the opponent could use that as coupe, as a prise affair or something like that. But then he just finishes his attack with the belly cut. I mean, it's a great example of how you finish it. So you push short, and then you finish it. Not then try to win it, but extend your attack all the way to the end. That. Okay, Enver, I think he was going way too fast. He was like, okay, now I think Will's going to go back because he thinks, yeah, he was just trying to do reverse psychology. It doesn't work. And then Enver just says, look, right off the line, he looks like he's gonna run. Like, actually looks like he's gonna run. And just one step lunge, and it's just attack on prep from Will. Beautiful attack on prep from Will. Pulls his. Will saw that from the line. Look, his prep sees everything. His prep is very nice. He pulls his blade. He puts his blade down in order to parry, prise fair, or prep, or go back. Either way, his prep will do what he wants. So he watches and then he just preps. He preps off the line. That's a good action. That's a very good action. Another premeditated. At this point, I thought he would learn from his mistake, not to premeditate it and wait and extend, not just fall short. I mean, but Will, yeah, he does it perfectly. In the real refs are changing. This, just right now, this can be counted as attack no. That, look how he puts his foot down. That can be his attack no. If Enver wasn't just getting chased down the strip, he would have taken over. In my opinion, he should have just taken over. But he was getting chased down. It was pretty hard. It probably would have been reprised from Will. Now, that would have been called attack no, but he just continues his attack what he should have been doing. But that could have been called attack no. He slammed his foot down, and yeah, I mean, that is a good example of why Enver's prep can really help him in some cases. When the opponent thinks Enver's gonna go in and do something, that's when his prep, that's when his quick tiny steps really benefits him in the situation, because he can easily take a prep without getting mob parade. It's good. What I just said like 2 minutes ago, you should never close out when you're in this part of the strip. Close out maybe over there, not here. Yeah. See? He thinks he's gonna pull him short again. He does the feint and he just extends. That's really, yeah. And then he just finishes. Let's see. I think he hops forward. Same situation with Morrill. I think, look, hops. He went back. Oh, I see what he means. He went back, and that's counted as attack. And Will just immediately takes over. Instead of going back, he just takes over. Wow, very nice. His quick tiny steps can see everything. Will's one prep can also see everything. In some cases, though, when Will does premeditated, his quick tiny steps can see everything, which is why, look, this is a very nice action. He just does parry, riposte, and blocks. Very deep lunge, and he doesn't have which is why, in some cases, when you see the opponent just premeditate, you should do quick tiny steps, pull him short, or parry in the box, or counterattack in the box. Either way, it would work. It would be always in your favor when you do quick tiny steps and the opponent's doing 3 big lunges. 3 big lunges. So now Will changes his prep because he knows that Enver is probably going to be on him about it. So he preps Enver. Very nice. Because Enver, he doesn't change his prep. Except he just does premeditate. Will saw that with is why changing your prep sometimes is very helpful. It's to see different perspectives of the bout. So in this case, Will saw that Enver was just going to do premeditated and just prep him. So that's another premeditation by Enver. Really, it's just yeah. I don't have any comments. It's the same exact basically the same exact I don't. Yeah. Yep. No. I think he changed his prep just because he thought Enver was gonna change his premeditated. But no, he saw it again with his different prep, which also goes to show you that different preps don't always change the perspective. You can always see the same thing through different preps. So yeah. He pulls him short again, which is good. I think pulling him short was the key to Enver's points of 6 points. I think like 1/3 to 2/3 of those points was him pulling him short and just finishing his attack. Nice. Yeah, very nice. He executed his attack very nicely. Though I think he could have changed up the sectors with a feint cut because he already belly cutted him with one of his attacks before. So, but yeah, I mean. Hard to see parries. Skill just wanted to parry. I couldn't see it though, but if he parried his attack because Enver was too late with look. Yeah. But no, he changed the prep, which is smart of him because I think he thought Enver was gonna go in and fall short. Oh. Yo. Wait. Gotta see this in 2.5. Oh. Okay. Not in fencing. Do you see that? Do you see how Enver twists his ankle? You should always lift your foot when you're doing advances. I hope Enver's okay now. This was like a couple months ago, I think. 3 or 4 months ago. But that is and he fell on it too. That's why he was late. That's why he lifted his foot and that's why he was late. If he didn't twist his ankle, it would have been counterattack in Enver's point. But okay, yeah. Wow, okay. Yeah, so push him short. Okay, this time he uses his prep and he finally attacks in the box, but he misses. But at least he attacks on the box without just doing premeditated 2 steps. Though, if he did do two premeditated steps and just lunge, I think he would have yeah, look, he was staying still until like that area. That area, Enver could have just done 2 steps lunge or something. Like, I'm not trying to criticize him. I'm just saying this actually going to work in the situation, which is helpful. Will changes his prep, watches, pulls short, and then just attacks. Yeah. Enver tries to do closeout, and Will punishes him for that. That's a good bat. I would rate it a 7 out of 10 just because Enver missed basically almost all of his attacks except the ones that he did the belly cut for. Yeah. And yeah, I feel like Enver needs to slow down. He needs to be in the middle because usually he's always too fast or too slow, and that doesn't really favor him that much. But in some cases, that does. So maybe he can rewatch this bout. I don't know. Anyways, this is I'm the fencing analysis guy. I'm gonna review many more with y'all, and peace out. Have a good day.